On a serene afternoon, the sun bathed the landscape in a golden glow as Jesus and his disciples rested by the edge of a tranquil lake. The disciples, weary from their travels, welcomed the peaceful surroundings. The lake, a perfect mirror of the clear blue sky, shimmered gently. Encircling the lake was a dense and vibrant forest, with trees standing tall and proud, their leaves rustling softly in the breeze. As they settled beneath the broad branches of an ancient oak, their gaze fell upon a grand yet sorrowful tree standing solitary at the edge of the lake. This grand tree had once been a symbol of strength and vitality. Its branches had stretched high into the sky, its foliage had been a lush and verdant green, and its presence had commanded respect and admiration throughout the forest. But now the tree looked weary and burdened. Its branches, once robust and full, drooped heavily. Its leaves were sparse, many having turned a sickly yellow and brown. The bark, though still intact, showed signs of deep cracks and decay. The contrast between the tree's former glory and its current state was both poignant and profound. Seeing the disciples' curiosity and concern, Jesus decided to use this moment to impart a valuable lesson. He gathered them around and began to recount a parable with a rich and layered narrative. There was once a magnificent tree in the heart of a vast, vibrant forest. Jesus began, his voice warm and resonant. This tree was renowned throughout the land for its towering height and its lush, green canopy. Its branches reached up toward the heavens as if aspiring to touch the very sky, and its leaves shimmered like emeralds in the sunlight. The tree stood as a beacon of beauty and strength, providing shade, shelter, and solace to countless creatures. Birds nested in its boughs, and animals sought refuge beneath its expansive canopy. The forest thrived around it, nourished by the tree's generosity. The tree's role was not merely decorative but essential. Its broad canopy offered respite from the sun, its leaves produced life-sustaining oxygen, and its sturdy branches provided homes for various creatures. The health and well-being of the entire forest were intricately tied to the tree's vitality. The grand tree took immense pride in its role, feeling honored to be a cornerstone of the forest's ecosystem and balance. As the years passed, however, the tree began to become obsessed with preserving its grandeur. It feared that any sign of imperfection, any change, might diminish its importance and beauty. The changing seasons, once embraced as natural cycles, began to induce anxiety. When autumn arrived and the leaves started to turn brown, the tree clung to them desperately. It was convinced that shedding even one leaf would lessen its majesty and significance. The weight of these old, withered leaves began to strain the tree's branches. What had once been mighty limbs now sagged under the burden, and the tree's energy started to wane. The other trees in the forest, though concerned, were unsure how to intervene. They respected the grand tree's wisdom and strength but feared that any attempt to help might be perceived as intrusion. The animals that had once thrived in the tree's shelter began to seek new homes, and the once vibrant forest grew quieter and less lively. One day a powerful storm swept through the land. The sky darkened with ominous clouds and fierce winds howled through the trees. Rain fell in torrents and lightning split the sky with its brilliance. The grand tree, already weakened by its refusal to embrace change and self-care, struggled against the tempest. Its branches, heavy with old leaves, bent and cracked under the relentless assault. The storm seemed endless, and despite its best efforts, the grand tree could not withstand the storm's fury. Many of its branches broke, and its leaves were scattered across the forest floor. In the aftermath of the storm, as the sky began to clear and the clouds slowly dissipated, a wise and ancient oak tree from a distant part of the forest observed the damage with deep concern. This oak had weathered countless seasons and had learned the delicate balance between strength and self-care. It had witnessed many trees rise and fall and understood the importance of maintaining one's own health to be able to serve others effectively. The ancient oak, with its deep and resonant voice, approached the battered grand tree. The grand tree lay broken, its branches shattered, and its leaves strewn about. The oak spoke with a blend of compassion and wisdom. "Dear friend, the oak began gently, "I have observed your struggles and your efforts to maintain your grandeur. You have given so much to the forest, yet you have neglected your own needs. To serve others and fulfill your purpose, you must first care for yourself." Self-care is not about vanity or weakness. It is about ensuring that you have the strength to continue giving. Just as you have nurtured the forest, you must also draw nourishment from it. Embrace the changing seasons as opportunities for renewal. Let go of what no longer serves you and allow yourself to rest and rejuvenate. Only then can you stand tall again and continue to provide for others. The weary tree listened to the oak's wisdom with deep humility. It began to understand that self-care was essential not only for its own well-being but also for its ability to serve effectively. The tree allowed itself to shed its old, withered leaves and embraced the nourishing rains and sunlight. It accepted the changing seasons as natural cycles of life and recovery. In the weeks and months that followed, the tree began to heal. Its branches regained their strength, and new leaves emerged in vibrant shades of green. The animals and birds gradually returned, and the forest began to flourish once more. The tree, now rejuvenated and balanced, became a symbol of wisdom and resilience. It continued to serve the forest, but with a newfound understanding of the importance of self-care. The oak's wisdom had a profound impact on the grand tree and the entire forest. The other trees observed the transformation and learned from it. They began to appreciate the importance of caring for themselves and each other. The forest as a whole thrived with a renewed sense of harmony and balance. The grand tree, now a revered figure in the forest, became a place where other trees and creatures sought counsel and comfort. It hosted gatherings where the forest's inhabitants could come together, share their experiences and support one another. These gatherings became a cornerstone of community life, fostering mutual respect and collaboration. At these gatherings, the grand tree shared its story and the lessons it had learned. The animals would come from far and wide to listen, offering their own experiences and seeking advice. The gatherings became a forum for mutual support, where wisdom was shared and bonds were strengthened. The once silent forest grew vibrant again, filled with the sounds of life and activity. The grand tree's revival inspired the forest dwellers to prioritize their own well-being and to extend care to others. The lessons learned from the tree's transformation became foundational principles in the forest, guiding how the creatures lived and interacted with one another. The ancient oak continued to watch over the forest, its presence a constant reminder of the balance between strength and self-care. The oak frequently visited the grand tree, offering guidance and celebrating its progress. Their relationship became a symbol of mutual respect and support, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. Jesus, observing his disciples' deep engagement with the story, spoke with gentle conviction. "In this story you are like the great tree. You are called to serve, to give of yourselves and to support others. Yet you must also remember the importance of caring for yourselves. Just as the tree needed to release its old leaves and embrace renewal to regain its strength, so must you take time to rest, reflect, and rejuvenate. Self-care is not a sign of selfishness. It is essential for fulfilling your purpose and serving others effectively. Embrace the changing seasons of your life, let go of what burdens you, and seek nourishment for your spirit. By doing so, you will find the balance that allows you to continue your work with renewed vigor and grace." The disciples absorbed Jesus' words with a deep understanding, recognizing that self-care was not merely a personal necessity but a crucial aspect of their ability to serve and support others. They realized that nurturing their own well-being was integral to fulfilling their calling with renewed energy and purpose. They departed with a strengthened commitment to their journey, carrying the wisdom of the weary tree with them as they continued their mission. In the days that followed, the disciples reflected on the parable and its lessons. They began to implement self-care practices in their own lives, finding balance between their duties and personal well-being. They shared these insights with others they encountered, helping to spread the message of self-care and balance. The impact of the story extended beyond the immediate circle of disciples. As the lessons of the weary tree were shared and embraced by many, a broader understanding of self-care began to take root in the community. The teachings of Jesus, embodied in the tale of the grand tree and the wise oak, continued to inspire and guide individuals in their journey toward a balanced and fulfilling life. This is end of the story. Please like this video and subscribe this channel for more Jesus story like this. May the God watch over you.